All right, man, let's talk. So, let's talk heavy. Once again, I told y'all this video was coming. So I heard, first I heard, Turkey is trying to make Mayweather and Terence Crawford. This is what I heard behind the scenes. It was relayed to me at first. I was like, man, why would he make, he offered Floyd $100 million to fight Terence Crawford, to come out of retirement to fight Terence Crawford. Then, my person, he came back and was like, yeah, I got that wrong. I was like, yeah, because why would he offer Floyd less than Canelo, $50 million less than Canelo to come out of retirement, and fight Terence Crawford and risk it, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, I got it wrong. He offered him $180 million to come back with $100 million guaranteed. So I guess the 80 ain't guaranteed. I don't know what the 80 is. That if we hit certain, ticket price points, and that if we hit, certain records, the gate records, or certain pay-per-view amounts, or depending on that. But it was 180 overall and 100 million guaranteed. I don't know if, okay, we're going to give you the 100 million up front and then the 80 on the back end, so I don't know what it was. But yeah, I mean, I heard the rumors, could be real, could be fast, so I got to call it a rumor. And I feel like, it was rumors before. We really couldn't speak on it that, Floyd was trying to come back and fight Mario Barrios and get a title. Now, apparently, Pacquiao swooped in and got that fight, and now it's rumors in December that Pacquiao can get in there with Rolly. Now, funny thing about December, too, is rumors are Lamont and Isaac Cruz can headline a card in December, and then Pacquiao and Rolly can headline two pay-per-view cards. So, Lamont and Cruz pay-per-view, and then, Rolly and Pacquiao pay-per-view. But my mind tell me that probably Lamont and Cruz is going to be cheap support, if any of that's those two the fights are going to make. And if you think about Lamont Roach, you suing Tank Davis, or you're going lawyering up on Tank Davis, which I'm a wholeheartedly a promoter of that. But you're doing that, but you're still working with the PBC. You know what I'm saying? So, that's similar to that story about, the whole thing with QC and Amigos. Like I said, a lot of these people ain't smart. So basically what happened with them was Quality Control, the label, y'all know, and Amigos, they both had the same lawyer when they was doing the contract. They deal with Q Quality Control, right? And my whole thing is, I really never understood signing with a subsidiary record label like QC. Like, why you just can't? I would just want to sign with a major distributor, Sony, but whatever. I get it, whatever. But because basically Sony, you're taking some money, QC gonna take your money. But I guess if they marketing, I wouldn't do it. If that my opportunity was to plug in with QC, I would get the opportunity. I would talk to Sony like, hey, I would cut them motherfuckers out the deal, give them some bread, and I just want to deal with y'all. I want to fuck with them. That's what I would do. And I would give them some bread and be like, I appreciate the opportunity, but it don't make sense, right? So, that is pretty much how, I would do it. But like kind of similar to me with Lamont Roach is, you suing a guy or you are going to arbitration for a guy, but you're working with the company that fucked you out of the rematch. Now, maybe he knows something I don't. I would assume he knows. Maybe they was like, we tried to make Tank do the rematch. He didn't want to rematch you. Your quorum is with him. Your issue is with him. And if that's the case, cool. I mean, I get it. And then he don't have a major promoter behind him. So we all understand that, right? So, but yeah, I mean, Floyd coming back, I mean, he ain't the same. He don't know how to do nothing else. Every venture that he pretty much do, it fails. He capping about his money, went over to the Middle East, he got held captive allegedly and all that stuff. And of course he's not going to deny it. At the court, I mean, he's so like he cares so much about what people think, and like most celebrities and most people do, that he don't want to downsize his lifestyle. And at some point, we all got to fall back. That's the crazy thing about it. At some point, we all become more conservative. Because what you need with 20 cars? What you need with 5, 10, 20 different houses that you not renting? You don't really need it at that much. So you have your fun with it, and then you fall back with it. You see people with jewelry, and they you know what I'm saying. But That's why, you know, a lot of people, you know, if you wanna ball out for a minute and have a high overhead, then that's just to have like that's for a short period of time, maybe a year to 4 or 5. No, that's too long. Maybe a year to 2 or 3 years. You want to have a good time and just ball out, or you space it out. You just ball out here, you ball out there, you ball out there. You know what I'm saying? But he don't want to downsize his lifestyle because he care what people say. But that comes with maturity. Your priorities change with maturity. Yeah, I used to like to go out, hit corners with the homeboys and, you know, have fun. But guess what? My priorities had to change. Some people priorities tend to change when they have children. You know, okay, I got to start moving different. Shout out to the brother Bryce who gave our good brother Bryce from Ohio who gave birth to his first daughter. Man, shout out to him, shout out to dog. Bryce has been on the show before, so I seen that. Shout out, much love. I beat your ass. You gonna take care of your daughter. Beautiful baby though. But yeah. So that your priorities change. You know. And Mayweather just don't seem like he want to buy a priority change. I get it. I mean, you know, whatever. But you know, if you don't, you know, Bill Gates don't live the same lifestyle he lived probably when he probably tricked off on some pussy, some cars, some shit. Yeah, you know, after a while, anything that you do, it get old. Unless it becomes an addiction. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you do get old. Make sure my mic on. Yeah. You know, even some of the things you're passionate about, you get burnt out about. You're like, I need a break. But I mean, if it, you know, would it be a real fight? Would it be an exhibition fight? You know, 180 million. I mean, I don't think Mayweather take that risk. You know, he said he could come back this year, and obviously he's gonna do what like Jermaine Taylor did. Remember, Jermaine Taylor came back and won his WBO title. I forget the guy he beat. Now, I think people thought it was controversy. Did he regain his WBO title? There was rumors about, I think when he regained that WBO title in the twilight of his career, that Mayweather was going to go up to 160 and fight Jermaine Taylor for the 160-pound title. Who remember that? Remember there was rumors going around that Mayweather could fight Jermaine Taylor when he regained his 160-pound title. This way after Bernard, way after the Hopkins fight. He fought some dude, Sam, I can't remember his name. I could be wrong about the name, but yeah, I can't remember his name. So yeah, he fought some dude, man, regained the title later in his career, WBO title, and you know, it was rumors that Mayweather could fight him. So it'd be a lot of rumors about Mayweather. So, you know, you look at 154, ain't no easy licks there. Maybe Xander Zayas, maybe him and Xander Zayas can make a fight. Puerto Rican, Mayweather. You know, maybe him and Devin Haney can fight. Maybe come back. It's a little bit beef there. Seemed like Bill kind of mend defenses there with Mayweather. I mean, he's always spoke highly of Mayweather. You know, I don't like the fact that how, you know, Floyd got mad. You know, Floyd got mad because of what Bill was saying. He got mad at Devin, but, you know, and you need help with your son. You need help with your son. Like, he's just, to me, from what I see, and I could be completely wrong, he's just a whole ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can say a lot of things about Adrian Broner, but I don't really think Adrian Broner a whole ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's like AB ain't no whole ass. You know, you can say a lot of things about Tank, but Tank take care of his people. You heard what Broner said, and I ain't really never heard nothing bad about Tank, really, other than these little parking little situations and bartend. But really, it seemed like, you know, dog gonna get his back. You know, and I don't like the way he move in boxing, but the quality of the person that you hear about the things he do for his people. You can talk about the women's struggles and all that type of shit that Tank got. Every young man that deal with bitches go through shit like that. I mean, just say that. They ain't gonna talk about it, but every man, you know, go through that shit with these women, and 95% of it be fabricated lies. I'll just say that. These women know exactly what they be doing. You know, and I ain't justifying it, because you gotta learn. And once, you know, you learn to walk away and just shut up and just, you know, your presence is your power, your silence your power. When you learn that, they can't fuck with you. When you learn that, you know, real quick, that when women, you know, they can't out muscle you, they can't out physical you, but what they want to do is hurt you with their mouth. They want to hurt you with their actions to try to hurt you. And once you just be like, you don't let that bother you, you'll be straight. Fuck it, yeah, that's you doing it. But You know, but Mayweather just, you know, the whole thing with allegedly sleeping with his homeboy partner and shit like that, and him sending her to the upper room and him going to the Clippers game, talking about he cried. You ain't cry, nigga, because if you really felt that type of way, out of all the bitches you slept with, why would you sleep with her? You know what I'm saying? He ain't feel no type of way about it. I don't want to hear when niggas make mistakes like the critical mistakes like that we all know that's part of the man code. I don't want to hear you talk about, oh, my fault. No, I feel bad. You didn't feel bad when you do shit like that, when you steal. You know what I'm saying? When you borrow money and don't give it back, or don't communicate about what's going on, give it back. When you fuck a nigga wife or his bitch or something like that, I don't want to hear nothing about that. You feel bad. I don't want to hear it. Because you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Now, if you made a mistake, you stepped on a nigga toe. Oh, dog, I ain't even know, man. My bad, bro. Like, that's different. But, you know, they get down, man. I doubt if that happened. I think more of a Xander Zayas fight, more of a maybe a Devin Haney fight. Like I said, no rumor on that. I'm just assuming if you get a title, maybe they do that. Who knows? But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X. Well, Mayweather don't fight black fighters, so we already know that. But hey, find me if that ain't happen. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.